I was about to take a sip of my tea, and then I realized that I moved my mug into the other room. 1 second.
Oh, you'll be nice to you. Oh. Oh, little buddy. Yeah. Flap it away. Oh, hello, mister. You want to say hi to the camera?
We're paying the cat tax early.
Say hello to the internet, mister. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, you want to tell me all about it?
No, he just wants to be an angry bracelet. We're going to set him down.
Okay.
Why, hello, my dude. It is really nice to see you in the comments. Haven't seen you in the comments for a hot minute. Hope everything's good. I know this is, oh, hold on. Mooney, that's not your food. Mooney. This little boy keeps eating Bree's food, so I am going to escort him to where his actual food is, so he knows what to eat.
Silly boy.
Okay. Whew. We got that all situated. Ooh. Yeah, that makes sense. For anybody who is, oh, hold on. Oh. Hair in my mouth. For anybody who might be wondering what the comments are about, Ben and I were a part of What the Gnomes Know, a comics anthology. I served as the cover artist and editor for the project. During the promotion of the Kickstarter campaign, I did a series of live interviews. I did, Ben did, and J.M. Hunter did. I had to think for a second. It's the end of the day. Brain is almost rotted. But we did a bunch of live streams interviewing the creators who were part of What the Gnomes Know. So I totally get the need for wanting to take a break from doing that sort of thing. That said, this is my first time streaming anytime past like 4 o'clock. I usually stream in the afternoons on weekends. This is my first time streaming on a weekday at night. This is an experiment. We're going to see how this goes. If you're watching this on the replay, you can pretty much watch this whenever. I don't know. I'm not in charge of your life. Anyway, I'm going to go get my coffee situated. This is decaf. Don't get too excited. I don't drink caffeinated things after noon, but I'm going to go get my decaf coffee situated and I will be right back. Today's Pop-Tart selection is chocolate fudge. Once again, I will be getting other flavors, I swear. Hey, you know what else would help? A little background music. I'm going to put it at 20. 20 sounds good. There we go. Okay, I got my drink situation sorted. Whew. Okay, now that we're a full 10 minutes into this, let's go ahead and get introductions done. Hello, I am Kelsey D. I am a comic artist by trade. Today, I am going to be drawing a comic strip for Tiny Unicorn. I'm going to also pop this link up on the bottom. There are a number of crowdfunding campaigns that are happening right now, all of which are linked at fantasyvilleproductions.com. The one with the soonest deadline is memberships for my pin clubs. So as an alternative to Patreon, I offer something called clubs. The digital club, the zine club, and the pin club. The pin club has signups on the first week of every month. And I do this to get a good idea of how many pins I need to order from the printer. But it's a good way to get the word out there that, hey, I have a pin club. The pins are all acrylic. They're clear with a design on the front. They're usually about this big. I don't have any samples on hand right away. It's all packed away with my convention gear, but I do have pins. So this month's design, I'll actually bring up this month's design because it's part of a big celebration and I'm very excited about it. Let me just find the thing. Ooh, let me get the bigger version of that actually. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so let's add this to the stream. This is the pin for the pin club for the month of February. Reason being, Fantasyville Productions, my business, has now been in business for 5 years. Y'all, this is amazing because most indie businesses like mine do not last more than 2. And the fact that I have been keeping this business going for 5 years officially, because I filed the paperwork back in 2018, this has been officially going as a business for 5 years. I'm very excited about it. This image is the new logo for Fantasyville Productions. Why her? Because she's the source of inspiration for so many of my projects. I call her the forest spirit. She's actually going to also grace the front cover of an upcoming novel, The Name of the Forest Spirit. She is this month's pin for the Pin Club. If you would like to get this pin mailed to you, you have until midnight today, February 7th. You have until midnight EST to sign up for my Pin Club and get this pin mailed to you. The link to sign up is going to be at fantasyvilleproductions.com. Tiny Unicorn, the sequel to Big Pegasus. Now that's a comic idea I got to pitch to CB, because CB is the author of Tiny Unicorn. I am the artist for it. We might need to do a prequel called Big Pegasus or something like that. But as far as other crowdfunding campaigns go, yes, I have other ones going. At least 2 other ones. One is Failure to Launch. I'm not organizing that one, but I did make a short story for the comics anthology, Failure to Launch, which is now on BackerKit. The link for that is at fantasyvilleproductions.com. I also have a new print out, also at fantasyvilleproductions.com. With all of those announcements, let's go ahead and jump into drawing some Tiny Unicorn. I did cheat a little bit with panel 1 and I used the symmetry tool. I actually picked up the hot tip of putting the pencil layer at 25% opacity from somebody else. Because I saw online that if you want to try to minimize the number of times that you hit the undo button while inking, the easiest way to do that is to make the pencil layer as blurry as possible. I found for me, the easiest way to make it super blurry is to put the opacity not at 50%, but at 25%. And so far, that has changed my inking game so much, y'all. Oh, I forgot that I had that paint bucket at refer to editing layer. I was painting really large swaths for the Legend of Jamie Roberts earlier today. Bite of the Pop-Tart. Pop-Tarticus Fudgicus, over on the sidelines, has wandered free from the toaster zone and is now finding its way into the cavernous mouth hole of the artist. I'm actually really excited to be drawing these characters for Tiny Unicorn again. These ones in particular. CB and I have been working on redrawing the first 6 or so pages. And we've gotten into the point where now we can work on concluding this, which we're calling the first arc. Very excited about that. Oh, I should put the symmetry ruler back on again because of the eyebrows. There we are. I'm going to start inking the unicorns down here. This second panel is very crowded. The art soundtrack is liable to change without notice or warning. Like right now, I'm going to change it. Oh, geez. Nope. We're not doing that one. That made sense when I was doing the 24-hour comic day thing, but not now. Yeah, we'll do this. This is like Stranger Things vibes. Does anybody still have Netflix? I'd be surprised if anybody is still using it, considering that their quality has really tanked in the last few years. I am considering getting a High Dive membership, though. I've come to accept that I am more of a weeb than I give myself credit for, and I need to embrace that weebiness by just having a subscription to anime. Oh, excuse me. It did warm up significantly here where I'm at, but it's still cold. I've actually been doing a lot of comic stuff today since sitting down. There's a reason I have my desk in the standing up position, because I've been sitting down all day, and my poor tailbone is like, you need a break. And I'm like, I still gotta draw. Speaking of work and things, one thing I do want to do more of this year is vlogs. I realize that vlogs can mean a lot of different things, but what I want to do is I want to just make vlogs of my art with, I'm kind of approaching it at like starfish face levels of editing, where it's like I record a track of me talking into a microphone about a particular topic while a time lapse of a piece of art passes at the same time. And reason I want to do that is because A, I actually have a lot of art, and B, that's really one of the easiest ways to edit a video for an artist like myself without having to commit to all of the things usually required of a YouTuber. I'm sorry, I have to roll my eyes at that, because like people like to treat YouTube as like a career that they want to pursue, and I'm over here like it's a glorified side hustle. It is not a job. Even the people who are making large figures doing this sort of thing do not rely on YouTube as a regular source of their income. Please don't do that. Oh, this eye is coming out all kinds of weird. Okay, I'm gonna do a little cheat. It's not the first time that I've done this with a tiny unicorn character, or even this particular tiny unicorn character, but it's just easier to do it this way. Credit to incompetech.com for the music, by the way. Okay, this one I gotta pull up a reference image. So I haven't drawn this character for a while, and I need a reference. There he is. Sir Hamlin of Lockswood in the upper right corner. Huh, that is an interesting point. Aaron Hansen of the Game Grumps has talked before about how the Netflix business could basically be gone tomorrow if the YouTube algorithm changed just slightly. It's happened before with things like Newgrounds. I believe it. Kevin McLeod is a king. Yes, absolutely. I mean, feel free to signal boost in the comments below if you know of any other artists who make like royalty-free music, because I would love to check out those artists and possibly support them, like if they have a Patreon or something. I mean, I take issue with Patreon as a platform for a lot of things, but if I'm supporting an indie artist, that is one way to do it. I forgot. I gave Sir Hamlin the same nose as Oxyton. Or no, as Acrodon. I get the names of Acrodon and Oxyton kind of confused sometimes because they're so similar. Probably should do something about that. He's also got a bit of a scruffy beard. I love drawing characters with scruffy beards. More men in fantasy need a beard like this one, in my opinion. Now he does have a bit of freckles going on, so we're going to make sure that that's there. Taking a look at the shape of his ears. Might be wondering why I'm not working on a page of The Legend of Jamie Roberts tonight. And that's because I already did that this afternoon. I actually finished a page of The Legend of Jamie Roberts earlier today. And I'm well enough ahead on schedule that I didn't feel the need to work on it tonight. So instead, I'm working on Tiny Unicorn because that needs done. Oh, good to know. Not usually for music, but I also recommend freesound.org for royalty-free sounds. Each sound uses specific Creative Commons licenses, so you can make sure you're using and crediting it correctly. That is good to know, because in a recent vlog that I did, worst books that I read in 2022, I used a horn sound effect to bleep out a swear word. I made sure to credit in the comments, but still. How come anime beardy boys never have mustaches? It makes cosplay much harder. Anime beauty standards are different from our own beauty standards, man. That's all I can say about that. It's part of the reason why I didn't really get into anime super duper much. Or why I'm not super duper into anime a whole bunch anymore. Because, like, what what is a thirst trap for other folks makes me go, oh, this person looks just like every other like hot boy Bishoujo or Bishonen. What makes this guy different from the rest? Oh, he's murdered his entire family. Oh, that narrows down half the pool. Excuse me, took a bite of Pop-Tart. Just remembered the perspective that is at play here, so. You know, it's funny. Earlier, I was penciling in the sword that Sir Hamlin has on his belt, and I realized that I very loosely made it a combination of a Chinese dao and a Scottish sword, which I'm sure there's a combination sword like that exists out there, but I think if Sir Hamlin ever gets a replacement sword, possibly in part 2 of Tiny Unicorn, that I'm going to get a little more adventurous with the sword design. I really like swords. I should reach back out to the folks at Neverending, see how they're doing. They've been doing a lot of exciting stuff, I've noticed. I'm happy for them. I'm also really glad that they're moving forward on the... there's a new packet that they have coming out. Anansi's Tapestry of Tales, I think it's called. Because that was something that I remember pitching to them when I first started working with them was, hey, we should do something for like African mythology and incorporate it into Neverending as a product. I'm really glad that they moved forward on that. And also really glad that they got the artists that they did. I am glad for the work that they're doing, but I am also very glad that I am doing my own thing right now. Because one of the things that happened that would not have happened if I stayed at Neverending, one of the new exciting things that's happening right now is I'm working with Iron Circus Comics on Failure to Launch, which is at fantasyvilleproductions.com. The link to back the Failure to Launch comics anthology that I made a short story for, the link for that is at fantasyvilleproductions.com. Link on the screen, link in the doobly-doo. I was going somewhere with that. Yeah, if I had stayed with Neverending, I wouldn't have had the time to work on the comic for that anthology project. So I am really glad that I had the time and energy to work on it. It's very exciting. Also, I had the time and energy to serve as the editor for What the Gnomes Know, a comics anthology, which I believe is still in the process of printing because we've been going back and forth about the hardcover proofs. And by we, I mean you, Ben. Trying to make the best thing possible. I get it, though. Okay, so that's Sir Hamlin inked in. His head's a little big for my liking compared to the rest of his body. I'm going to shrink that down. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, for this next one, I think the curve tool will do just fine. Because this is supposed to be the inside of a very egg-shaped aircraft. Actually, to that end, I think I'm going to put the background as a separate layer. And just so I know what layer I'm working on, there we go. We're turning down the opacity on that. Un momento. Sorry, I'm catching up on comments, and the first thing that I saw was a dig about the hardcover comics when you're like, I'm working on it. I know. I'm glad that it's looking good though. Oh, I'm sure that particular Pathfinder module popped up on Neverending's radar. Because I will give Jamie and the team this. They are really good at keeping tabs on the new and exciting things that are coming out in the tabletop RPG sphere. They kind of have to if they're going to be working in that industry. I'm pretty sure that particular module crossed their radar. If it hasn't, I will be very surprised. Move that over. It's Midge. We can erase that. That's fine. Really drive home that this is a egg-shaped interior. I think I'll draw out the dashboard while I'm at it. I was just going to move on to the other figures, but realistically, I need to get the dashboard done. Yeah. Ooh, for this, I know what I'm going to do for this. Make a new layer, call it dashboard knobs, and I'm going to put the border effect in place at, let's say, a 2-point outline. And white. There we are. There weren't too many places for buttons to make an appearance, but that will work. Okay, back to the black brush end. We're finishing out that console. Okay, and the clouds. I like simplified cloud lines. The little cartoony things. I chalk that up to my artistic influence from Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. People knock on that game, but I had a lot of fun with it. It was the first Zelda game that I ever played that I finished it. So that's gotta mean something. I'm gonna come up with another layer of clouds. Here we are. The colors will add to that. Okay. Now we're going to turn down the opacity on the background inks now and turn the opacity back up on the main inks so that I know what I'm inking in. Sorry, I ate another Pop-Tart, but there is another opalite that is next to Jeffrey. I will point out who these characters are in a second, because right now it probably sounds like gibberish. Here he is. So opalites are like enormous sloth bears. Like when CB and I were working on this concept, she pitched them as more like sloths, but when I drew them, I was like sloth bear, because they have to be big and they have to be cuddly. So that's the kind of design that I went with. I do still maintain some of the sloth influence in that they have like really long claw fingers. That part is still there. But I am drawing this particular sloth man right here. I think I'll round out that jaw. Mouth can be a little smaller too, because their mouths are not overly huge. Neither are their noses, actually. I need to fix that. Okay. Technically, their noses are not super duper long either, so this entire thing just needs to... I'm going to turn the pencil layer off for a second. That's looking closer to the model that's up on the upper right. Not every bit of character art needs to be on model, but it is more helpful if it is. Going to be wearing overalls. That is his signature look. You know, I need to pitch this to CB. I need to be like, hey, where are the girl opalites? Because that just occurred to me. I'm like, where are the girl opalites? We've not really discussed that. Get a little scratchy and dinged up in here. Some side pockets, some front pockets. Covered in grease splotches because the opalites are all mechanics in this universe, or at least the ones that we are aware of. Because there could be more opalites in this world. You never knew. Get those clawed fingers in there. I probably won't be streaming for that much longer because it is kind of late and I still need to eat dinner. This could go better. Hold on. Switch over to this because this particular window, the navigator, is what you use to rotate the canvas. Okay. That's better. Sometimes I surprise myself at how quickly I can ink stuff in. But then again, I have to remind myself, hey, I did caricatures for like 3 years at an amusement park. I was trained to go fast. It'd be like Sonic, gotta go fast. Thank you, Carlos. It do indeed have pockets. Okay, so this is the opalite. He has a name, I just don't remember it because it was so far back in the comic scripts that I do not recall. And this, whom I'm drawing right now, is Jeffrey. That is how it is spelled, so that is how I am pronouncing it. His name is Jeffrey. I love drawing sloth creatures. I also just like drawing barrel-chested dudes. They're just so easy to do. It's just like round. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, there we go. I was about to say that could have run a little smoother. Okay, now for the claw fingers. And the lever or lever, whatever your persuasion, I don't judge, that he is pulling down. That could go better. Yes. Okay. Save our progress. Okay, I'm going to need to bring up the reference image for Oriya over here in the back. Boop. Or Oriya. Could be pronounced either way. There she is. She's like the wise woman who's also much stronger than she looks. Because she is the tank that managed to lift a unconscious armored man and carry him all the way back to a fortress. Because that's the kind of woman that she is. Some stitches on this shoulder. Her costume details are very particular. That's the only drawback to drawing this particular character. Okay, here I'm going to switch back over to Navigator. Oh, hold on. I need to change the music. I'm going to change the music. Boop. Okay. Haha, managed to pause it. Let's do this one. I remember liking this track. Yeah. Okay. That's a corner of Vine that I am not very familiar with, but I will take your word for it. Now, you want to talk about a corner of Vine that I really know? The cowboy on the washing machine. That still makes me laugh. That and the screaming cat. Or the screaming yawn cat. Just like, ah! That one. That one was a good one. That had me and my convention buddies who I was splitting a hotel room with. We were like out when we were watching that one on loop. It was great. I don't remember if that sleeve has any rips or anything, but it probably does. What's that? Excuse me. Sip of coffee. Decaf. Gotta remind you, it's decaf. I do not do well when it is caffeinated past noon. Actually, I have been feeling a whole lot better lately, and I chalk that up to I talked with my doctor and changed the hormones that I'm on. Now, I'm not on testosterone yet, ? I'm still figuring out a place to go to get any testosterone. But in the meantime, I did change my birth control prescription. And that, oh my God, that thing has been a life changer. Just changing that medication has made me so much less anxious. I did not realize how bad the anxiety was until I got off of it. And then I went, oh, I'm not having a existential crisis on the 3rd week of each month. What is this? This is nice. Didn't realize life could be this nice on a different medication. Just goes to show hormone balances can very much affect your mood. Ooh, I just remembered a source for what her coat looks like from the back. There is a finished comic strip in which she banishes a whole bunch of... The enemies in this world are badgers. But she banishes a whole bunch of badgers. There we go. Okay, so there is a circular patch. Whoop. About there. Okay. Oh, and there's a rectangular patch over here. It's about the same color as the rest of the coat. Pro tip, try not to design a character design like Oriah and her robes, please. If you do, at least have like a master character sheet that has all of the details in one place. Learn from my mistakes. There we go. I have a lot of goals in mind for this year regarding making comics and getting the word out there. I really want 2023 to be the year that I make shit happen. If you'll excuse my language. Okay. That takes care of that. Go ahead next out of that. Don't really need the reference images for that. And I know what Maker looks like because I've been drawing a whole lot of him lately for Tiny Unicorn, so I don't really need the character reference images for him. That's a bit better. Round out the chair here. Okay. Oh, I'm going to take a second to remind y'all that my pin club is open for new members to join until the end of tonight. 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to join my pin club, check out fantasyvilleproductions.com. More info on the pin club is going to be there. I am going to be changing how I run pin club signups next month. Previously, I would only do pin club signups the first weekend of each month. I'm going to extend it and have signups be the first week of the month. I touched on this a little bit in Sunday's live stream. But long story short, if you haven't seen that particular live stream, it is archived on my YouTube channel now. Link at kelseydcrawford.com. That's KELCID Crawford.com. It's archived there and on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, link below, obviously. But anyway, in Sunday's live stream, I talked a lot about a document called the Run of Show document, which we got because people who contributed to Failure to Launch a comics anthology got the Run of Show document. And looking at that made me go, oh, I still have a lot to learn about marketing my own stuff. And I'm going to start implementing some of the keys that I have learned looking at that document. And one of the things I have learned is that if you're just keeping a crowdfunded thing and crowdfunding announcements to the weekend, nobody's going to see them. Because most pledges come in on the weekdays, surprisingly. Though, in my past experience, this has borne out. Any like Kickstarter or other crowdfunding campaign that I have run usually does the best launch dates on Mondays, I have noticed. Actually, Maker's arms are a little more thick. This particular character that I'm making is named Maker. Maker Rangoon. There we go. He was adopted into the Society of Opalites, and now he is an adventurer, much like they are. Okay, I think that's all of the inks. Yes, that's all of the inks for panel 2 anyway. I'll work on panel 3 in a second. I'm just going to erase the lines here. Usually I would just do a wand tool situation and invert select and all that stuff, but this is too complex for that. So we're just going to lasso delete. Lasso delete. Lasso again, further out this time, delete. Ooh, little too narrow a gap there. Eraser will do just fine. Oop. By the way, I mentioned making more vlogs for 2023. Are there any particular topics that you would like me to cover in a vlog? Leave them in the comments. Because I am looking for vlog ideas. Keep in mind that the vlog format that I use is I record something talking into the microphone, and I play that audio over top a recorded time lapse of working on a piece of art. If you want to get some familiarity with the format, check out my latest vlog, Worst Books I Read in 2022, on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/KelseyD. That's KELCID. If you want to get an idea of the types of vlogging that I do or want to do. Okay, and then we're going to turn up the opacity on the background elements here, and we're going to group all of those together into inks. Done. Panel 2 background inks. There, just to make that a little clearer. Save our progress so far. This time I'm going to employ continuous curve. I can adjust as needed, but this will give me more mechanical lines. Okay. Oh, now this I'm going to go back to the curve tool. What thickness was continuous curve? 6. Okay. So curve, I'm going to put it at 7. Anchor point, curve. Anchor point, curve. Looking marvelous so far. Jeff Yanigans. Jeff Yanigans. I'm gonna go with the first pronunciation I went with. Jeff Yanigans. Oh boy. I could go in so many different directions. That could be like best moments at a con. That would make you go Jeff yeah. Other moments that made me go Jeff yeah. That could go in a lot of different ways, honestly. I think I'll just do all of those. I mean, not in the same video, but like have those be different video topics. Or just explaining the origins of Jeff Yeah, because most people don't even know where Jeff Yeah comes from. It's kind of an inside joke that I've made as part of my branding. Okay, curve tool again to make those wings. I'm going to be drawing out those turrets. I'm just getting the wings down first. Okay, just making sure that it looks like it's a continuation of the line on the other side of the wings. Yes, good. I think, though, for the purposes of I need to eat an actual proper dinner, I will be wrapping this up once the inks are done for this particular comic strip. We'll see. Aha! Finally, I got the perfect curve. By the way, I'm still figuring out the backup situation for the 24-hour comic day stream that I did last month. I had signed up for a extra plan through Streamyard to try to make it easier to save documenting those hours without it going over the free account limit. However, I don't know if it necessarily took. So I don't know how many hours of the 24-hour comic day stream actually got archived in the Streamyard system. That said, I do want to keep up the plan that I am currently on. I do find it useful. This is like the most basic, inaccurate kind of machine gun ever. I don't care. It is not the main focus of this particular thing. There's a time and a place for putting details in the background, and sometimes some details are just not necessary. Like what I'm doing right now may not be wholly necessary. But it does add some depth. Food. Absolutely, food is good. I'm not sure that I could ever fulfill the starving artist type stereotype because I just love food too much. I've also found that cooking is a really nice form of self-care for me. Admittedly, I've not been doing as much of it lately. I chalk that up to there have not been a ton of ingredients for me to work with on a cooking scale, or at least to the kind of cooking that I would like to do. Though I did make potato soup a few days ago. Real glad for that too, because I still have leftovers in the fridge. I might have that for dinner. I would make it again, but we need milk. We need milk to make that happen. Pro tip, actually, when you're making potato soup, almond milk is a viable substitute for regular milk for the recipe. At least for the recipe that I have on hand. The recipe I have is the one that Every Plate sends. That Every Plate recipe for the potato chowder is so good. I use it all the time now. I actually stopped making my usual crock-pot potato soup recipe in favor of the Every Plate recipe just because it turns out better. Okay. It's not the most accurate thing. It's not the best thing I've ever drawn, but it is serviceable. Sorry, I was just flashing back to when I was participating in 24-hour comic day, and I got the compliment that I draw trees really well, and I'm like, thanks, it's just a bunch of squiggles. Just putting the pen tip onto the tablet and going, in a sense. If I sneezed, you probably would not notice any difference in the line quality. Achoo! See? Oh no, I can't. I have a cold. Achoo! Probably one of my favorite Cat Icarus one-liners that he ever did. He said that back when he did the old format of, like, reviewing just one game at a time. Now he does, like, the world of type videos where he looks at a particular genre or a series of video games and just does it all in one go, which... those are worthy movies, but I feel like you gotta like sit down and sit through. Those are not something that you put on in the background necessarily. There are some things that you can just, if you put it on YouTube, you can play it in the background. Cat Icarus and Mystery Science Theater 3000, for me, are two YouTube video genres that I cannot just turn it on and have it play in the background. I gotta sit down and watch those. Add some specs to make it look a little more rocky. This is also why I want to put a little bit more energy into YouTube, because I realize most of my free time energy is spent on YouTube anyway. I might as well put my energy where I already put my energy. To that end, I'm not sure how much longer I'll be on Instagram, to tell you the truth. I'm finding myself on that platform less and less, especially recently. Not helped by the fact that a lot of the artists who I talk with, one artist in particular was like, I have to remind myself to cross-post my stuff onto there. And I'm like, that's kind of the problem with Instagram. Like, you don't really make stuff that's only for Instagram anymore. You are taking material from other platforms and posting it onto Instagram at the same time that you're posting to those other platforms. You're cross-promoting, which is, you know what? It's valid. I get it. I understand. But I'd rather engage with the platform based on its strengths. Unfortunately, Instagram kneecapped its own strength, because its strength is photo sharing. Always has been, no matter what Facebook tries to do to it. Like, now it's trying to make it into a TikTok clone, which I'll give them this. They pay their Reels creators more than TikTok pays its creators. I only know that because the Starfish Face talked about it in a video at one point. Because she was like, yeah, I don't make anything off of posting on TikTok, but I do make money taking my TikTok posts and reposting them to Instagram Reels, because Instagram Reels actually pays me. And I'm like, that's really saying something about TikTok as a platform. Okay, so the inks are done for Tiny Unicorn number 52. And yes, this is the 50-second comic strip. The next steps are going to be done off stream. All right. Catching up on comments here. Okay, so with that, I'm actually going to wrap up the stream here so that I can log off and actually get some dinner. So I'm going to let the music finish its loop. There we are. Okay. With that, I'm going to go ahead and get into the closing announcements. Couple of big closing announcements. I mentioned these at the top of the stream. I'll mention them again. I have like 3 different types of crowdfunding campaigns happening right now. The one with the soonest deadline is membership signups for my Pin Club. Pin Club is one of my alternatives to Patreon. I have 2 other club offerings that I offer, but the Pin Club, I do signups for that on the first week of each month. So if you would like to join and get the February pin, the pin of the month, today is the last day that you can sign up. February 7th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard. Link to sign up for my Pin Club is going to be at fantasyvilleproductions.com. I also have a short story in a comics anthology, Failure to Launch, the latest thing from Iron Circus Comics. So that is available on BackerKit now. If you would like to back that comics anthology, the link that I have for that is at fantasyvilleproductions.com as well. And I have a limited run print available. I had initially announced that there were 15 available. That number is being cut down to 5. So jump on them while you can. The link to get that limited edition print is going to be at fantasyvilleproductions.com. That's all I've got for now. Next live stream that I do may not be for a little while. I will say this, tonight, I really liked how tonight went. I usually stream on Sundays at 2 o'clock. Don't know if I'm going to be able to make it this upcoming Sunday because I'm going to be recording for a podcast that day in that kind of time slot. If you would like to find out when my next live stream is, well, guess what? If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just subscribe, do all the YouTube things. If you're watching this on Twitch, subscribe. If you're watching this on Twitter, fantasyvilleproductions.com, or you can follow along at kelseydcrawford.com. One last announcement, almost forgot. Tomorrow is a new page for my webcomic, The Legend of Jamie Roberts. New pages post every Wednesday. If you would like to read a webcomic adventure about a genderqueer pirate and their two best friends, treasure hunting in a land full of dragons, check out thelegendofjamieroberts.com. We're just getting into chapter 8, and the archive has been updated. So now's a good time to catch up on the series. That's all I've got for now. Stay tuned to kelseydcrawford.com for more updates. Subscribe and get the notification for when my next live stream is going to be. That's all I've got for now. I'm going to go get some dinner. Take care of yourselves. Drink some water. Thank you so much for watching. You are awesome.